All right, my friends, let's talk about halfway measures and why they are a failure. Whenever you meet any challenge halfway, you're bound to lose. Item from the BBC. Israel's defense minister has resigned over the cabinet's decision to accept a ceasefire ending 2 days of fighting with Palestinian militants in Gaza. Avigdor Lieberman denounced the move as, quote, surrendering to terror. He said his right-wing Yisrael Beitenu party would leave the ruling coalition, which could lead to an early election. 8 people were killed on Monday and Tuesday as militants fired 460 rockets toward Israel, and Israeli forces bombed 160 targets in Gaza. The ceasefire was largely holding on Wednesday, and schools and businesses in southern Israel reopened after no rocket attacks were reported overnight. However, Israel's military said it had shot at and captured a Palestinian man who tried to breach the Israel-Gaza border fence while hurtling grenades. Unquote. Yes, I said half measures. I don't blame Avigdor Lieberman for leaving the government because the government's ineffective. The government in Israel is doing what the government in Israel has always done since 1948. Little, but not nearly enough. Halfway measures never work. Not when you're dealing with Palestinians and other terrorist groups. Not when you're dealing with illegal aliens. Not when you're dealing with violent extremist groups like Antifa and Black Lives Matter. Not when you have people caught leaking classified documents and breaking other laws in high levels of the government. And not when you have Democrats stealing elections. Taking a little bit of action, but not too much, is what we call Rachmanut Shel Tipshin. It's the mercy of fools. Someone chasing you down the street with a knife screaming, I'm going to kill you. He trips, falls, drops the knife. Because you're a nice guy, you help him to his feet and you hand the knife back to him. Rachmanut Shel Tipshin, the mercy of fools. And that's what we're doing with these half measures. We're not fixing problems, we're simply prolonging them. We're ameliorating and prolonging them. Well, you know, I'm from Brooklyn. I was taught that if you have a problem, you solve it. Now, sometimes that solution may not be very pretty, may not be nice, and it may have certain people screaming. But when the smoke clears and the noise dies down, the problem has been solved. I am sick to death of attacks on Israel from Palestinians. Just imagine how peaceful and quiet it would be if there were no Palestinians anywhere near Israel. It's doable, it's attainable, it's desirable, but the politicians won't touch it because they're afraid of angry condemnation and op-eds in the New York Times and on CNN. Well, if you think the New York Times and CNN are running this country, think again. It's Wednesday. It's Real Truth. We'll be right back.